Simpson, page P24, 120730E.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thomas Grover, 12387, on behalf of the current Special Administrator, nominated personal representative Malcolm Laverne, who is present via Zoom.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michelle Rafferty on behalf of creditor Frederick Goldman, bar number 5097.
Good morning. Yep. All right. So this is a petition for authority to auction personal property. I had a whole bunch of notes, and then I was refreshing everything this morning and saw that you had filed a supplement, Mr. Grover, that it was like you had read my mind with all the questions I was going to ask for you today with regard to publication and commissions and an auction house, et cetera, et cetera. Ms. Rafferty, did you receive a copy of that supplement?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
So I do appreciate you having submitted that, Mr. Grover. Is there anything you wanted to add or any specific questions you have?
Well, we're here in a unique situation. Normally, the personal property of the decedent doesn't have much value, but given the notoriety of the decedent, these items are potentially imbued with additional value that could be of benefit to creditors and other interested parties. The estate itself probably doesn't have very much in it. We're still in initial stages here, but it looks like if there's going to be anything that goes to the creditors, it's going to be pennies on the dollar. But nonetheless, Mr. Laverne is committed to maximizing the value of the estate, and that's why we presented this petition in the protocol. I'll note for the record appreciation for Ms. Rafferty. Much of the information that's in the supplement came from feedback that she suggested. And so we're here with that proposal and also to receive instruction from the court with the goal of maximizing the value of the estate.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Rafferty, anything you wanted to add?
Thank you, and I also extend appreciation to counsel. We were able to discuss many of the issues that I had prior so that I did not file a formal objection. The main issue here is making sure that the administration runs efficiently and appropriately, and with the size of the creditor claim that we have filed in this matter, obviously of significant interest to my client that this administration go forward appropriately. The special administrator initially started this matter with some very negative comments in the press to my clients. Of course, that bell cannot be unrung despite the retraction of those negative comments. So we just want to make sure that this goes appropriately and administratively efficient. I think the statute does not allow for a waiver of the court's confirmation of sale of these particular types of assets. And that was my initial concern. The confirmation process is designed to give this court the ability to make sure that everything did go appropriately in the sale. And so when we waive that, I want to make sure we have some other provision in place. Now, Mr. Grover has agreed to do a notice of proposed action. I think that's reasonable. It will save time, hopefully, and some money in having to come to court every time. So we are amenable to that.
Very good. I do agree with your position, Mr. Grover, that it is likely in the best interest of the estate to do this through some type of an auction house. As much fun as it is for me to deal with auctioning real property, you probably saw this morning that I am not the best equipped to get the maximum return on things, and really would prefer not to have to deal with that within this courtroom. I think in these circumstances where it could in fact draw some significant public interest. As far as the auction houses that you have suggested, I'm going to leave that to your discretion and the discretion of Mr. Laverne to determine what you think is the best location. I mean, obviously, we want to maximize the return for the estate, but just doing this based on the commission amounts doesn't necessarily consider which of those locations is going to be the best served as far as the overall return to the estate. So I'm going to leave that to to the administrator's discretion. I do agree with the looks like 4 steps that you've included in that proposed procedure, and so I will recommend that your petition be approved based upon or with the qualifications set out in that supplement.
Okay. Your Honor, can we submit this as an order, or do you want it as a report and recommendation?
Ms. Rafferty, I don't know if you normally practice in probate.
I do, yes.
Do you? Okay, so you're familiar then with the report and recommendation under the rules. If all counsel, all interested parties are in agreement, it may be submitted as an order. So if you're in agreement with the order that is prepared by counsel, by Mr. Grover, I've asked that you add your signature to that, and then you can submit it as an order. Otherwise, it would need to be as a report and recommendation.
And Your Honor, one last thing I want to add for the record. Since his appointment, my client has put in tremendous effort in this very unique estate, and that has been for the purpose of maximizing the value of the estate for interested persons, including creditors. And that needs to be noted here. We're obviously going to report more later about his diligence and his actions. He's gone above and beyond what's been required by the statute, and I anticipate that will continue to be the case.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Grover. I trust that, I mean, you're very familiar with the requirements of the statutes, and I trust that you will guide your clients in the process of the administration. So I appreciate that. If there's nothing else, then
Your Honor, at the risk of sanctioning victory from, let me just, this is Malcolm Laverne, the Special Administrator. I just want to make sure it's clear in the order that the list that we submitted of auction houses is not an exclusive list. That's a sampling of a list, but the order would include a right to negotiate with additional ones that weren't included.
Mr. Laverne, again, I'm leaving the ultimate decision on the auction house to your discretion and that of your attorney. It will need to be subject to those 4 qualifications that were laid out in your supplement to the petition. Unless you're unable to make a decision, I don't think I'm any better equipped, and probably not as well equipped as the 2 of you are going to be to make the determination as to which auction house will be the best one to serve your needs at this time.
Much appreciation.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you.